Welcome everybody back to A&M in the AM, episode 56. I'm back here with Mort, and then we decided to bring Quentin back. It's been about around 2 months since he's been back, but what we're gonna talk about today, obviously you've already seen the title. We had to bring him on. You see my shirt, you see his jersey. I would say you see Mort's shirt, but he didn't want to change. So
I changed from when you saw me earlier.
Yeah, that's all that matters. But first off, Mort and Quentin, how are you guys doing?
Doing just fine.
I am doing amazing as of recently.
Okay, so to get it started off, Pistons for the first time since I think Mort said this stat or somebody said this stat. First time since 1970 have the first overall pick. I probably should have fact checked that before I even said it.
It is 1970. I fact checked it by Sports Center.
All right, thank you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's first time since 1970 we acquired the first overall pick. First time in the common draft lottery era that we've ever moved up from a pick.
It's crazy.
I mean, I wish you would have gotten my reaction more.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Mark Tatum popped up on the screen, just started spitting them out, and I wasn't even thinking about it.
Mark Tatum could barely. He spit out the Warriors when I turned my camera for Brad, and I don't know.
It's the first time I ever smiled seeing Mark Tatum on my screen. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the first time I've watched Mark Tatum.
Out of all the draft lotteries, I've never been happier to see Mark Tatum's face.
But Pistons have #1 pick now, so I mean, last time you were on, Quentin, we were talking about possible targets for the Pistons, and at that point, we thought we were probably pick 3 or 4. I think the season was still going on, so we didn't know for sure. But now we're pick 1. Now it's Cade, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley.
Who knows?
Okay, so I mean, we were talking about it a little bit. Obviously, me and Mort have been really big on the Mobley train. We've probably, other than like maybe a couple of the big Detroit Pistons fans accounts on Twitter, I feel like we've been the most ones pushing for Mobley. Even when we obviously we were pushing for that mainly because we didn't think we were gonna have a chance for Cade.
I kind of started that with us. I feel like I was like, I don't know, I just feel like Mobley, and then you kind of eased into it, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, we just saw all of Twitter saying it.
I was always on it because I always was like, I'm looking at our guards, and we have young guards, and a lot of people might look at it and be like, oh, those aren't long-term solutions. What is it? Dennis Smith Jr., bring him back. He's 23 years old. Killian Hayes, 20 years old next year. Hamidou Diallo, 22 years old. Trying to think of Saban Lee, I think 21 years old. You got 4 guards, and I'm Josh Jackson, 24 years old. You got guys there, or Sadiq Bey, if they want to play him at the 2. What is he? 20 years old, 21 years old. You got guys there that are young. That it's like, why bring in a guard? But then you look at it and it's like, okay, Cade is regarded as one of the best prospects in a while. And I guess, Quentin, I know you're a big Cade stan, so I want to hear your defense for drafting Cade.
He can do it all. He not only can he shoot, he's got NBA ready passing skills, NBA ready vision. He's got the pull up mid range. He's not just a drive scorer. He can do it all. He's got NBA ready IQ, and he's got good size to him. That's why I like him.
I mean, we did see though he struggled in the tournament. That's the one. I mean, obviously a lot of people make and break their draft stock in the tournament. Cade was kind of already the consensus #1, but
yeah, he wasn't playing Mickey Mouse games anymore. He's playing against competition.
I was 50-50 on that. When it comes to draft stock and tournament games, I don't know, because I can't name any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some great NBA players that haven't had the best tournament runs in their college careers.
But or the other way around, there was Dante DiVincenzo that had one good game in the national championship. He got picked, I think, in the lottery.
And now he's an average.
I mean, he's not average. He's a starter. He's a starter on a team.
I don't know. He got picked at a decent spot.
I mean, I feel like he would be very valuable to the Bucks right now. I feel like they could. I mean, they're probably already going to the finals. I mean, depending on what the Hawks do, but he could, if they don't go to the finals, you could look back on that and be like, okay, what if they had DiVincenzo? Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously nobody's gonna look back and say that, but it's like he was a point guard for them that that helps Giannis move down to the 4, and you have DiVincenzo in there that can play defense, that can score the ball too. So it's like, I mean, there's guys like that. Steph Curry, he was already having a decent season, but he broke onto the scene in the tournament, and it goes both ways though. You're right, and I mean Mobley, like we mentioned, he had a great tournament. That really broke him out. Even though he was kind of in the top 5 already, I think his tournament run kind of secured him top.
Yeah,
3.
Mobley was already the second best center in the coming into college basketball anyway.
Yeah.
Or I mean, sorry, he was already the first, but.
Yeah, I know who you're trying to get with there, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's really just who we want now, and so we said Cade, and what Cade would not bring to the team, what his disadvantages are is his shooting.
Yeah.
Pistons next year are already going to have a tall lineup, no matter who they go with, unless they go with Jalen Green or Suggs. So it's like, do you go with the 6'8" guy or do you go with the 7-foot guy? One can shoot, and he's he's like a forward center, and then the other one, the guard center that has good handling. I honestly, is he good on defense?
Mobley?
No, Cade.
Cade, yeah, he's
He's
not
a good
like
defender.
he's not like, I want to say like first team on defense, but he's not. I'd say he's like Drew Holiday.
Oh, that's a comparison. That's a comparison there, though. That's a bold comparison. It's a bold comparison there, because I mean, Drew Holiday is
he's got good length. He's got good length.
Okay, you're right. He does got good length for.
He's not a slouch. He's not a slouch.
But yeah, but the one bad thing is Cade doesn't have good shooting. But who knows, that could improve in the NBA. But it's like, do you want a lineup with, like, say, Killian, who struggles with shooting? He started getting a little better near the end of the season. Who knows? He could come off the scene shooting 40% next year.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff can change overnight for him. And then you got Sadiq, who is already a great shooter. Jeremy Grant, here and there, I think he's about 35% or around there, 32 maybe. And then Isaiah Stewart or Mason Plumlee at your center position.
And that's what I was just explaining to you. Somebody's got to make shots, and then that's when I said that to you, and we kind of thought about it. That's kind of so it's like even more of an awkward fit. I don't like the fit at all.
But, are we shipping Plumlee anytime soon?
What'd you say?
Are we shipping Plumlee anytime soon?
That's the other thing I got into.
Do the Pistons have a second-round pick?
We have 2.
Okay, so maybe you can get a center there, but I was gonna say, just if not, then you hold on to him.
But I mean, they already have, and I know obviously they're not gonna put all their chips into him, but the guy that was playing near the end of the season, can't even think of his name. I know you.
Cook? Tyler.
Yeah, Cook. Tyler Cook.
Obviously,
they're not gonna put all of their chips into him because he's not a.
He's got potential.
He's not a number 2 guy, but he's a younger guy, and he's got potential. But I do think they ship Plumlee, because Plumlee showed he's valuable. He showed he's a fringe triple-double type center. He showed he's kind of like a Jokic, but not as great of a scorer, obviously. But he
just compared him to the MVP.
But
yeah, I'll compare. I can forget his name.
You just compare him to the MVP after saying him. He's saying that you shouldn't put all your chips in on him.
No, I'm saying on Tyler Cook, but they shouldn't put all your chips in on Tyler Cook. No, but Plumlee, he's good. He showed he was valuable last year. And I think a team would want to take him. And what I maybe said, if Weaver tries to do a Weaver thing and they say, hey, we want Mobley or we want Suggs or Green, and they move back to pick 2, let the Rockets.
I'm good with that.
Let the Rockets take 1. We give them Plumlee. Give them another center, give them Plumlee, give them the first pick. They give us the second pick, and who knows? We could fleece a pick from them or fleece a decent young player from them. And, we win the trade by getting rid of Plumlee, allowing Isaiah Stewart to get in there as starter, and then getting one of our 3 guys,
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm fine with Mobley, just not at number 1. Like, I think Mobley's an excellent player, but taking him at 1, I feel like is an overstatement when calling it a stretch at number 1, because he's a good player.
Yeah,
but if we have the number 1 pick, I just want to just take Cade if we have the number 1 pick.
We've been preaching preaching Mobley here, as we said, and that's why I think you could also trade down and get him too.
I have high praise for Evan Mobley if he gets drafted in Detroit.
And I don't praise them much, But Timberwolves could have messed their pickup last year immensely. And you know what? They were saying, are we
They just took
trading
the
it?
for sure number one.
They were in the same situation as us. You know, do you trade it? Do you pick the for sure number one? Do you pick LaMelo, who, you know, could go two? Yeah. Do you buy into the hype? And
really though, the number one and the hype are the same guy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like do you take that number one guy? Do you take the for sure consensus number one? And does he have like an Anthony Edwards type season where he scores, you know, 15? Maybe he has like a Edwards / LaMelo type season. You know, he gets around that triple double type thing. But again, you don't know. And
yeah, it's
that's
a wild
the one.
card. It's a toss-up.
And again, what is he coming in as? Is he coming in as a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward? What is he? That's the other thing that you need to know there.
I feel like whatever we need him at, he could play. Really, like I mean, I feel like Killian's playing point guard. Like he's gonna.
Oh yeah, he's for sure. We didn't. We didn't spend
so it's either shooting guard or small forward. So, and I feel like he could play both regardless of what position he's at.
Yeah, and it's like
I just have to make my hot take of the week that I usually make here on the show.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
And you already heard it, and I've already said multiple times. I just have a bad feeling about Cade being a Ben Simmons part 2. But I also part of me feels like Jalen Green's kind of like a Harden type, without the empty stat padding, like with the scoring ability. I just like his scoring ability.
Did Ben Simmons have a shot in college? Like, could he shoot in college?
No, he was strictly.
He hasn't gotten better at all.
Like Cade Cunningham has a shot. Like he can actually shoot. Ben Simmons never he doesn't do jump shots. Like he doesn't even know what a jump shot is. So like I feel like Cade Cunningham could actually adjust into an actual shooting player.
I think he could. I don't know. He could end up being great. That's why everybody that gets paid to talk about is talking about him. I just think it feels weird.
Okay.
Let's
look here real fast. So Cade, in 1 year at Oklahoma State. Keep in mind he is actually I don't have his age. I think he's 19 or 20. So it'd be another young guy for us. Well, yeah, obviously.
Come from college.
But like any of these guys, really. I think all 4 guys that we've talked about are like 19.
Freshman, sophomore.
They're probably 18 because they're all 1 year out of high school.
Most of them are 19, I think, at least by now, or will be by the time they get
drafted, or when they debut.
So Cade, he shot 43% from the field. Okay, I don't. He shot 40% from 3-point.
See, he's got a shot.
He took 5 a game. He made. He took about 5.7 a game, and made about 2.3. It says here, and he's an 84% from free throw.
I'm telling you, he's got a shot. I didn't know he was a 40% three. I was thinking 37, 38.
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was gonna be in the low 30s.
Like 20. I thought y'all were thinking 20s, like the way Mort was talking about him.
But truthfully, I didn't watch very much of him anyway. I don't know, just the way I've seen him.
He's all over Sports Center. I just see him just pull up mid range after pull up mid range.
Yeah. But, truthfully, I didn't.
But then you have to add the extra distance too for the NBA 3.
Yeah,
you're right.
And that's where they said guys like Green have an advantage because he played a year down in the G League. So he had a year.
He'd been yanking those things from deep anyway.
Yeah, he had a year on NBA 3-point line. But I like more. I never got a chance to really watch Cade. It's more or less like I don't want the hype to be to hurt him. I don't want it to be like he got all this hype, he took him, and then it's like, what does he do? 12, 6, and 6.
He's like a Josh Jackson kind of guy that fails right away or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I know we don't get this opportunity much, like having the first pick in the draft, so we want it to be like because we missed out on this chance before.
Quentin, it's not that we don't give this opportunity much. We haven't got this opportunity in 41 years.
But I really want a superstar in Detroit, and I just like the rest of us, all Detroit Pistons fans, I just don't want us to mess it up.
Any of the top four is a star though, so at least that works
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing. It's like
Yeah.
you're not
We have a
missing-
chance for a star at the least. A chance for a star, like a 15 points per game player, maybe at the least.
So
Mhm.
let real fast before we switch gears here. All right, so let's say Pistons take Cade at 1. Who do the Rockets take at 2? What do we think?
I think they take Jalen Green.
Yeah,
I just compared him to Harden. You replace Harden with Harden.
Yeah.
but then they compare Porter to Harden.
Well, yeah, because he goes out to strip
So
clubs
it's like
and stuff.
so you have 2 Hardens on the same team.
Well, yeah, they had Harden and Westbrook on the same team, so.
I say Suggs or Green.
Yeah,
one
I
of
think
the one of the
Green there.
Jalen's. One of the Jalen's.
I think where are the Thunder at?
Thunder.
They're in
five or
they're like
six.
a 5. Okay.
5 or 6.
I was gonna say Mobley doesn't fall then. I just feel like Mobley, he's a good fit on the Thunder also, especially just after getting rid of Al Horford. But
Here okay. So all right. So Houston's 2. Cleveland's 3. Who do we think they take?
I think Mobley
That's a tough
then.
one.
Mobley because
Yeah,
then they don't.
I say Mobley. They need.
They
then
need
Kevin
somebody
Love
else
out of there.
besides Jared Allen, yeah,
or
and then you can
Kuminga.
trade
Yeah,
Kevin Love.
Yeah.
And then Raptors. I think they just take the 4th best, or they take the last guy out of all of them.
Yeah,
I
you can get Suggs
I
right
say
there.
I think Suggs. Yeah.
if he's available, or if Kuminga's available, I could see them taking Kuminga.
Yeah, because if they want to
Honestly?
get rid of Siakam, but also if they're
No,
gonna lose
honest-
Lowry, then you get Suggs also.
How tall is Kuminga? Like 6'11"?
He's 6'6".
Okay, never mind.
They also could
No,
trade up, with the
no, this
Cavs.
is-
So
This is where I see Kuminga going. Actually, I know we're kind of going deep, and we can go one more pick after this. The Magic. You know, they lost Aaron Gordon. Jonathan Isaac's coming back from knee injury. You put Isaac at the 4, and then you have Kuminga at the 3,
yeah, that's not a stretch
and then
at all. So.
and then you got Oklahoma City at 6. That's where after like the top 5, that's where it gets a little, I think.
Yeah, because
dicey.
Scotty Barnes is like kind of weird to go there, and so I
That
don't
dude
know.
from
Yeah.
Tennessee's not bad. Keon Johnson or
Yeah,
whatever his name is. He's not bad.
I'm pulling up one more here, and then we do have the Warriors at 7. We can
I think they trade it.
and yeah, you think they trade
Yeah.
that? No.
Yeah, they're not keeping that. They got
Oh.
too many pieces.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
There's
here.
absolutely
They,
no
Moses,
reason to pick anybody.
Moses Moody is gonna be around there too. James, that they got the shooting guard from UConn. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Not even gonna try to Bouknight, something like that. And then Scotty Barnes, another weird guy. He's like a Patrick Williams type guy, I think. Who is, he might not show up on the stat sheet that much.
I think
but
he'll fall a little bit.
I think he's a more athletic Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I
Which-
think he'll fall a little bit. He had hype coming into out of high school, and he
Yeah.
did some decent stuff at Florida State. But I think he'll take a dip because you don't really know what you'll get out of him. I feel like.
But like again, not a lot of people knew what they were getting out of Patrick Williams, and I watched a couple of the Bulls games, obviously, because when they played the Pistons, and he wasn't that bad of a player. He might not show up on the stat sheet that much, but he was a disruptor. He made the extra pass. He did what he needed to do out there, and he was starting most of the year. So
Yeah, 'cause
if
he was
Scotty
he was
Barnes-
their go-to guy. He was the one that led them through the tournament and stuff too until they played Michigan.
yeah.
but-
So if Scotty Barnes can be just like Williams, then more power to him there. More. I know you're watching the Suns game right now, so we'll talk about that real fast right before we go to the last thing here. What's the score looking like and outlook after game 1? Or we already talked about game 1, but what do you got? Or no, we didn't talk about game 1.
No, we
did
didn't.
we?
No.
So yeah,
The
outlook after game
Suns are
1.
up by 1 with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Crowder already got teed up, and
Okay.
Ayton dunked on Zubac, and Terrence Mann
Okay.
felt some type of way about it.
Okay.
So that's our first quarter recap right here. As Reggie
And
Jackson
how do you feel
fires
after-
one from the logo with the buzzer.
How do you feel about the series after game 1? Obviously, it's game 1.
It's great to be up 1-0, still be at home. You
Great.
go up 2-0. You go to LA. I would say that's a test, but they've already been tested with the Lakers on the road.
I think going back to I think if the Clippers want to win this series, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, like I want the Suns to go on, but I think if the Clippers want to win the series here, they have to win here because Chris Paul is coming back, Game 3, back in LA, conference championship against the team he played for. It's kind of like written in the book that he's gonna have a game. So
if the Suns go up 2-0 and the Clippers just have a catastrophic collapse, like I'd be so amazed.
I mean, the Clippers have done it twice already.
That's the thing with the Clippers. You can't count them out.
Yeah, that's what they said. Is like the Clippers would
Yeah.
prefer to be down 2-0 at this point, which is kind of scary. But
yeah,
that was with Kawhi though. So
yeah, and that's what I'm gonna say. Does anything know about Kawhi? What do we know about Kawhi? Is he
honestly,
coming
I
back?
don't think
He
he's
has a
playing.
knee sprain. Yeah, I think he's out for the series.
Dude was already sitting out every other game during the season, perfectly fine. I don't think he's come back from an ACL injury.
So your outtake on the series is obviously Suns. Quinn, who do you want to win that series?
I would like the Suns to win. I just don't want another LA team to win as long as it's the Lakers. Only.
And
I have Suns in 5, but I mean if they go
Suns
4,
in
that'd
5?
be great.
I would say Suns in 5, 6 at the best. 6 at the best though.
If you're pushing 6, it's a little scary.
Quentin, who do you got in the finals though? Putting you on the spot here.
I'm gonna say the Suns and Hawks.
I want
Suns
that
and
also.
Hawks.
I want that also.
I was rooting for the Hawks since round 1. I didn't think they were gonna make it past the Sixers.
Yeah.
But now that they're here, I'm gonna continue to root
And
for
I mean,
them. So I'm gonna go Hawks. And
they're kind of having like a Heat run from last year. Heat were like
They
5th
just got
seed.
hot and they're just going.
Yeah.
If they got
Trae Young.
scores.
Trae Young, like he was doing all season, is solidifying himself as a top 5 point guard in the league.
But I just don't know who's gonna stop Giannis on that team. That's the only question. The Bucks.
It's just
Bucks
John
are
Collins has been
a
having to
little
do it his whole
dominant.
career, and it seems like I don't know if he's been able to do it that well or not. I'm assuming that's who we
And
have to
if,
go him.
if Chris Middleton shows up too, the Bucks are a problem.
Yeah, if Chris
It's
Middleton's busting Gallinari on the offensive end, then it's a tough one.
It's gonna be a tough series for the Hawks.
And it's like a lot of that Bucks team has experience. That Hawks team is brand new. That's the difference between the Hawks team and
But that might help the Hawks. They're just going into it just balling.
But that's the one difference between how I compared the Hawks and Heat had guys that had been there. They had Butler, or not been there, but had been in the playoffs. They had Butler. They had Iguodala. They had guys that had been there that had been in that situation. Yeah, but who do the Hawks have? Lou Williams. He's never been in a conference championship. He's been in the playoffs.
Clint Capella.
Yeah.
He went deep
Capella,
with the Rockets.
Yeah, Clint Capella.
Yeah, so they have a couple guys, but like their main guys, I guess, haven't been there. So
Yeah, John Collins, Trey Turner, Kevin Herter, Bogdan, or whatever.
We had this conversation with the Jazz the other day. We don't know which one is which.
It's Bojan, I think.
Yeah.
But I would, if I had to take a healthy, educated take, I would say Suns Bucks, but I want Suns Hawks. I think
everybody really wants Suns Hawks.
It's
and then,
different. Suns and Hawks is just different.
Yeah, I think really just the casual NBA fan wouldn't care who won that series, as long as it's just Hawks Suns, because it'd be fun to watch. But I want Suns to win it all. It's a different
Who would have
story.
thought Hawks and Suns? Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's why it's kind of cool. And then you rob Giannis of another chance, and
I think
like
everyone.
Giannis, though.
I know.
I think a lot of people.
I want Giannis to get a ring, but at the same time, I want Trae Young to get a ring.
Chris Paul needs a ring before either of these guys.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We could chill for a second. They got some time left.
Yeah. But that's the other thing is, really you have. I mean, obviously, Giannis, Trae Young, CP3, Booker, and then Paul George. None of those guys have won a ring, and I mean,
also the Clippers have never made it to the finals. The Suns haven't made it there in 10 years, or I mean, even the playoffs in 10 years. I forgot the one they said.
Suns have never. They've never won the finals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
The Hawks haven't been there in years, and the Bucks again haven't been there in years.
Yeah. and none of them have won since the NBA ABA merger. So, yeah, that really says something there. But another reason Quentin was on here today was last weekend we had our week 2 of HWBL. Went 2-0, got to play both games. First game we won. Let me just pull up the score here real fast because I want to say it was a.
Don't ask me to remember numbers.
Well, that's week 1. Hold on. I gotta go to there. Like you said last week or last episode, more. I don't have the schedule as my lock screen, so
you should. I'm surprised you don't.
Look for it. I had to look for it here.
That made me laugh,
but we played Hicks with sticks in the first game. They only had 4 people to start out the game. So I mean, it was a little bit of disadvantage for them, but we still got the job done. We won 13-5. Surprisingly, no home runs that game. We were just scoring runs. I had a hit.
Well, we also had a lot of walks too.
A lot of walks in the first.
Kind of faced the situation that we run into.
Yeah, but you know, we all improved this week. So, especially having that first game, we all improved. I think we all got a lot of hits. I also want to make it known here that I'm nominating Jacob Morton as Gold Glove. Even though man doesn't even have to move for it. I flew out to him. Let me count. I think I flew out to him 3 times that game. So yeah, he had my.
You lined out 3 times.
Yeah, lined out to him.
Yeah, I had 2 of them to him also, and then I had the other one that hit the top of the fence.
So yeah,
that I actually got over him finally.
Man was
Great Wall of China.
Yeah, he was something. Quentin, you almost had a home run that first game there.
Almost the team's first home run by like a matter of half an inch. So close.
Yeah, I got a little robbed by I don't even want to say the win. I think the ball just died, but
yeah, I would have tied my career high and
and home run. And then game 2, a little bit scarier of a game. We won 5-4. Those 4 runs were scored in the bottom of the 7th. So I'll walk you through here of the game real fast. Royce starts out the game and hits a bomb. Pitch. I think it was first pitch.
It was first at bat.
It was lead off the game.
Yeah, I want to say it was first pitch, but I'm not for sure.
It wasn't.
But at least first at bat, lead off game, first home run of our year for the team. And then, you know, I think we score, I don't know if we score another one that inning, but then go through, Royce then hits a 2-run shot. Brendan then comes in, hits a shot, I think just a solo shot, and then we end up scoring another run in there. Brendan dominates through 6. No runs scored. A couple hits on him and 10 strikeouts. And then obviously he has to be taken out in 6th inning. And then more.
They almost had the home run though. That would have been a huge difference maker. That one that got fisted that almost went over the wall. That was a laser. That would have been a huge momentum shift. Because they would have tied it in the bottom of the 7th. The one that he fisted off and went and it hit the top of the fence or top of the wall.
Oh yes,
whatever
you're right.
Fence, whatever. That realistically, that if they got that, the game would have been tied.
Actually, hold on. Before we get there, I do want to mention that I was hitting amazing that day, and you should have had a home run, and I should have had a home run in that second game.
Mm-hmm.
Both were kind of robbed.
I think flipped the crap out of my bat a few times.
I think 3 home runs were robbed that game by, I want to say, Libby. Libby, she knocked one down.
Mine just died.
Mine, she like threw her body in front of it, and it just like it died at the same time. And then you said yours just died.
Yeah,
right
it just had no carry to it.
But yeah, we could have had 3 more home runs that game, but you know, it's whatever. But I think the one that was slapped down was Royce's, I want to say, and he would have had another home run on the.
No, it was Levi.
Yeah, I think it was Levi.
Right,
yeah.
It was Levi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Levi.
Levi.
Was a little upset.
He
Yeah, but
leaped up and just smacked it. Or no, she did.
Yeah,
It
Sorry.
was Libby. Libby
yeah,
smacked
she
it
just reached her
out
hand
of
up and
it.
smacked it
for-
down.
I thought she hit
think
it over,
tried
to be
catch
honest.
it, but
I thought she hit
But-
it backwards at first.
Yeah, no, well, like back over the fence.
Yeah, I thought like
Yeah.
either when she went to go try to catch it or tip it, I thought she tipped it and it went back and then went over the fence.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
oh, okay, I guess it didn't.
But so we had 5 runs going in bottom of the 7th, and then Mort came in for Brendan, got bases loaded, and one scored. So we pulled him and put in Royce. Royce then allowed. I mean, he had bases loaded going in, so that could have been an intimidation factor. But then he allowed 3 more runs to score.
And the rain
Got
was
two
coming in.
Yeah, the rain started during the bottom of the 7th, or during the top of the 7th, really, and then he got 2 strikeouts, and then with bases loaded, 2 outs. Who was it? Was it
Adam.
It was Adam.
Adam comes in and just hits a nuke off Royce. At least goes like 50 plus feet up in the air, and then it just thankfully came down right on shortstop. Evan wasn't paying attention, but I had after me and Levi both yelled at him. He remembered he was playing a game, and he ran up, caught the ball, and we won the game. So that's one of our obviously one of our more tough games of the year, but still won. Went 3-1 on the weekend, and yeah, I was gonna say a lot of us improved stat wise. I'll go through the batting averages here. I'm hitting 333. Mort, you're hitting 167. After a little stat change because they had your
Should have
stats
just
messed
never had
up.
him change it.
they had your stats messed up.
I went from
with
6 hits to 2.
my stats were being added onto your stats because of the star next to your name for some reason. It was I don't know what was going on. But then we have Brendan hitting 417. He has 1 home run on the year. Then we have, I believe this is Gabe here. Gabe's hitting 429. Royce is hitting 571 with 2 home runs. We then have Quentin, you're hitting 300. Levi hitting 417. Jackson hitting 200. And Evan hitting 308. Our pitching leaders, we have Brendan, who is 1-1. He has 10 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts with a 4.8 ERA. Royce, I think he has, how many innings did he have pitched? 6 innings pitched, 1-0, 5 ERA. And then Mort, you have 4 innings pitched with 2 strikeouts and a 9 ERA. But room for improvement there for everybody, though. I mean, I know Brendan still wants to get that ERA down. We, with you guys playing against the Founders, that obviously kind of screwed us in general with our ERA to start out the season. So, but we have tough, and now we're playing in division. So I think we start out next week with or not, in 2 weeks. So
Whenever
we play
it
July
is.
10th. 3 weeks from now. We play Hillbilly Hitters, and then we have the first of 2 games against Fellowship of the Swing. Basically we're competing for first place with in our division. So we play them week 3, and then we play them the last game of the year, or last game of the regular season. So it's going to be tough. I mean, how did you feel about this? How did you feel about this weekend, Quinn?
This upcoming weekend?
No, about the past weekend.
Compared to the first weekend, I feel like my eye on the ball was a lot better in the box. I got a lot more base hits. I got on base a lot more. I didn't strike out as much as I did the first week. I just feel like my hitting overall was a lot better than it was the first week. And improved.
So
I got a double.
Right now,
There you go.
Right now, last year your on base percentage was 41. This year it's currently 364.
Crazy. I didn't even know that. 41.
Yeah,
That's because all the walks.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
Quinn, you had around 40 at bats. You had 21 walks.
There we go.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, But obviously walks are going down around on the team a lot this year. We all have a walk, which against the Hicksfoot Sticks, if we
Kinda
had
had
footage
to.
of the game, you would see why. But hate against him though. He was out there doing his best.
I love
He's not pitcher. I think he was just out there because Jacob had pitched the
Yeah,
first
he
game.
he
So
just had to, and
he had
left the
to. They were
chance.
down. They were playing with 3 players at that point, I think. So he kind of had to pitch.
Mhm.
But currently we have, let me count here real fast. 6, 8. We have 12 walks as a team. So
Gotta get that
strikeouts
boy
probably
up.
do need to come down a little bit.
Yeah, we got that pretty
Uh,
high.
Yeah, we got that really high.
How many do I
Uh,
have?
You have, let me see. You have 5 strikeouts. Mort, you have 6. I have 4. Evan also has 6. So,
Yeah, and I struck out like what was it, 4 or 5 times in just this past weekend.
I
Yeah.
only struck out twice this weekend I only struck out to Adam Baker twice.
yeah, I think I
was
struck
on-
out this weekend too, but at least 2 or 3 times. But it was, good weekend though. We 2-0, obviously, like we said. We're still 3rd in the power rankings. So we're proving
We're in
what
sole
we.
possession now though of it.
So,
Yeah,
no
so
longer
possession,
tied.
Well,
not
now-
tied. We're
No
not
longer tied.
Now we're tied for 2nd in the entire league.
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah.
for record wise.
Yeah.
Record wise, we're understand. I still think we deserve 3, and we don't think we deserve to hop over them at all. I
No.
mean,
No, not
no,
at all.
they
they're a
played a
good
way
team.
they played a way better game against Founders than we did. It was like 6-4, I think, or 6-5, something like that. But we are tied for 2nd in the record in the league, though. So
I didn't think about that, but yeah, I would just
We
say
got the
3rd
heart,
anyway.
We
yeah,
got
I
the
know
heart.
we're
They're a really good
definitely,
team.
as of right now. We're going out there proving what we were saying at the beginning of the year, that we were better team than we were last year. We're on pace to have higher win percentage.
Still most hated, but
I mean, you can say that. You can say that. But yeah, I'm happy. It's kind of unfortunate we have to sit a while before our next games, but
I
mean,
forget how
gives
to
us time
play
to-
in between these breaks. To be honest with you,
Gives us
We'll-
time to
We'll
get
be
me
ready to
up.
say the least.
yeah, it gives us time to
We'll
get
be
back in the
ready.
lab. We get in the lab every week. We're in the lab,
Yeah.
so
Add to that though, we're talking about a dang near a month here.
but we'll be back at it, and yeah. So I think that's all I got. You got anything else to say, Mort?
I never do.
Quentin, you got anything else to
It's gonna be a long 3 weeks.
say?
It really
Uh,
will be.
Really will be, yeah. But yeah, that's all. We get 4th of July in there, so we'll make it a little better.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Okay.
At Hwbl League, trying to get at you, trying to get some guests on the pod.
I knew where that was going.
Quentin's been a big advocate to get us on there, so I think he even DM'd them the day we're recording.
They'd be
this, so.
forced to talk about
Yeah.
us, though. I don't.
Mort, chill, chill, Mort.
That's not the point.
Stop
I just
talking,
I'm a,
Mort.
I like
Just
I like
stop
their podcast.
talking.
I like their
Just
podcast,
stop
man.
talking. But yeah, that'll be all for us. You guys can like and subscribe. That would help us out a lot. And we'll see you guys next time.